Hi, I'm Jordan Suaste. I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live. I'm so excited.
I became a fan instantly upon listening to your tracks, and mainly because I feel your voice so much, like the pain, the struggles, everything that you kind of sing about, it comes out naturally on your vocals. And that really drew me in to you and made me want to kind of sit there and just listen to your lyrics and listen to what you had to talk about. So before we jump in and talk about your latest single, talk to me a little bit of kind of discovering that way of emoting your emotions through your songs and lyrics.
I mean, first of all, thank you, for doing the interview, and thank you for saying that about my voice. It means a lot to me. It's just kind of always been, I guess, my thing, like I don't really know like how or why I started, why I decided that like singing is gonna be my way of like sharing my emotions. It's just kind of ever since I was a little kid. I had like books that I would write songs in that like my first song that I wrote was like, "We will rock, we will roll," like just like from the rock and roll song. I don't know, it's just I love it, just kind of it's natural to me, like that. It's my way of when I'm mad I sing, when I'm sad I sing, when I'm happy I sing, like I'm always singing. And so it's just always been special to me, and I appreciate hearing you say that. That makes it worth it to me to just like I just like singing for people, so
It's not just that you can sing, it's the fact that you help us feel these emotions. And I feel like you've done this successfully with the tracks that you've released so far, and also with your latest single, If the World Ended Tonight. So talk to me a little bit about, like, when you're writing this song in particular, do you consider these emotions when you, like, as you're writing them, do you consider like how they're actually gonna come out in the form of song, or is this something that you kind of, it just naturally happens once you jump into the studio to record?
I think that I don't know. I think it depends on the song, first of all. Like it depends on the song, when I'm writing the song, the vibe. For If the World Ended Tonight specifically, I mean, like I wrote that in living room with my co-writer Jake, and like we were like it was a really emotional, rough day. And when I write songs, it's always about the emotion for me. Like I mean, like that's the core, I feel like, of every song, is how does it make you feel. um Whether it's like a bop, like WAP, or like friggin' like a song like Body, or just there's always an emotion behind a song. And so when I write songs, I like to look at the song and be like, how does it make me feel? Because I want to be able to convey the way that I sing it. Like I want it to be genuine and real from me. Because somebody else might hear it and relate to it and relate to me singing it in like a whole different way. But just because the emotion's there, I feel like that connection will be easier to kind of get. I don't know if it makes any sense. I'm kind of like a weird like spiritual guru with like that's like how I look at it. But it's definitely the emotion is always it's always a thing that I just consider, but it's also like just it happens. It's not like I'm like I don't feel like I can go into a session like I'm gonna write a song and I'm gonna be so emotional in it. It just kind of naturally comes.
And as these songs naturally come out of you, when do they, at least for the ones that have been released so far, like when did the identity of the song kind of get discovered? Was it like in the beginning of the writing process, or is this something that you kind of figured out as you were halfway through the writing process or even the recording process of the track?
That's a great question. It's kind of funny to me because I feel like I'm still discovering the identity of the songs, like, and like because they change. That's like I mean, the reality of songs to me is like I can listen to like Body as an example. Like I'm still listening to Body and like figuring out like, oh, like it means this to me, like it, like, oh, I never looked at it this way. Like at first it's about like my body image and the way that I view myself, but then it's like things that have happened in my past and like things that people have said to me that are like, that still affect me to this day with the way that I view myself. Like I had an eating disorder. I mean, I still have it, but it's like now I'm learning to deal with it, but I look at it in a different way. Like and body, like I don't know how to explain, like it's, so I'm still learning as far as like putting in the emotion and stuff. It's just when I'm writing those songs, it's kind of like when I sing it. When I sing a song and the lyrics, it just the way that I connect to it comes out. Like I don't really know how to explain that part of it.
I mean, I mean, it's a true emotion. It's a true experience that you're talking about. So I completely understand that, and how, you know, why we're able to feel it the way that we do. But I feel like that gets tricky when you're in the recording process, recording your vocals, because it's like the first take is always the most natural, the most raw. But as you kind of have to do multiple takes you know, over and over, like I feel like not necessarily you lose the emotion, but you know, your voice gets exhausted, or it doesn't sound as crisp as it did in the first place. So when you were recording these vocal tracks, did you try, you know, as much to nail it on the first couple takes, or does that emotion just naturally happen to you because it's such an important topic that you're kind of talking about?
I think that I still feel like I have it nailed. Like I still listen to Body, or I listen to like Hookup Culture, and I'm like, oh, I should have done that better. Like I should have, like I can sing that. But I think that when you're recording a song that's very special to you, you kind of just have to let go of the perfection side of things, because like emotion is not perfect. You know, like our emotions and the way that we feel things, it's not like a perfect process. Um, and so I think it's more of a natural thing. I'm very lucky and grateful that it was able to, you know, be put into the songs, because I'm also like a perfectionist. So sometimes I'll be like in the studio, I'm like, I can do better, and then my voice will be gone and I can't do better. So it's definitely, it's a process, but it's fun and natural, and it's, I mean, writing is just fun and singing's fun. So it's, plus if I don't get it one day, I can do it the next day. So
What's this chemistry like between you and Jake? Because the two of you have been writing a few times already, and it seems like this is just a team we can expect, you know, moving forward with all your music. So, what is that chemistry like when you guys get together and start writing music? And you know, he's also partly a producer. So, how different is that when he puts that producer hat on?
oh, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's like so I actually write with Jake and Jackson. I haven't mentioned him yet, but he's the other producer. I
Yeah.
met them right before I put out Body, and they helped me produce Body and Hookup Culture and like put it out. And my relationship with them is both like it's very special to me, in the sense that they're like my day ones. You know, like these are the people who are like have had my back since before I had a following, since before I had like anything. They believed in me. They put, you know, the trust and love in me, and it's the same way with me for them. You know, like I trust and love them, and they're both so talented. And when we're working on a song, it's like it's weird because we all put on like different hats. Because it's like I listen to, like, I love Dua Lipa, Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, Sam Smith. Jake loves Hans Zimmer. Like, see, I don't even know all the names, but like movie
So
composers.
that's why we get the strings that we did on If the World
That's where
Ended
you get the
Tonight. That
strings.
makes perfect sense.
It's like that's why I feel like it all comes together really cool. And then Jackson brings it like, because me and Jake, if we get into like this headspace when we're writing, we'll write like a movie, like full on ballad stuff. And so Jackson's like, okay, guys, hold on, let's string it back to pop, and like let's string it back to like something a little more. It's because it's still different. I feel like the songs are still, they still have like their own sonical kind of area, you know. Um, but I think it's really cool to work with them just because we get like different sides of the spectrum. I played the violin for like 5 years, so I love strings already, and I can't produce worth like, no, like I don't know how they do it. It's like I can write words and melodies and that's it. But it's really cool to like work with talented people where their brains just work differently, you know. So it's fun. It's always fun.
Talk to me a little bit about Body, just because, you know, not only was it an incredible track, but it was obviously a track that kind of helped others discover who you are. It kind of puts you out there. So once you write a song like that, and it gets the success that it did, did you feel like it impacts your the next piece of music that you start to work on or release? Do you feel like that makes you nervous at all, or do you think that makes it like easier or better, like figuring out, okay, this is what they like, this is my new sound, this is my sound, this is what I sound like?
Oh, that's so funny. I was literally just having a conversation with this about this with my managers the other day because it's like Body was such a big moment for me career wise and for like for just all around the world for me. Like it was just crazy. And I never expected it when I put up Body. I really didn't. I put up like a 60-second TikTok and I was like, here's just another song because I was posting songs every day that I was writing, little snippets of songs. And so when I put up Body, I never expected this reaction. And then it happened. And then all of a sudden labels are like at my door and like everybody knows who I am and everybody wants to be wants like a piece of, the pie or something. And I'm just like, I've always been like the kid in the back of the classroom who doesn't like. I mean, I've always been weird and stuff, but I've never really had friends or like been the center of attention, and so it was really new to me. And moving forward musically, I feel like there was a minute where it was like we have to write another Body, like we have to. Where it's like that's what I thought people wanted from me and expected from me is to get another. I got really focused on the numbers basically, and like really focused on like because there was a lot of pressure there. I was like, what if I write a song that's different that nobody likes because it's not like Body, and so there was definitely some added pressure, but at the same time, like on the other side of the coin, there's a lot of amazing um, opportunity there and growth, and like people who really connected with the song and they connected with me, so like they'll support whatever I do. Um, and sonically, I feel like Body is really like a left field for me. It's not like a lot of the songs that I'm working on now. It has like some aspects, like the strings. Strings are like a common theme throughout my music, but Body is definitely different than like even if the world ended tonight. And hookup culture, I feel like they're a little different than Body. Lyrically, they're kind of the same because that's how I write songs. I feel like lyrics are like the most important thing to me, but I don't know. I don't really like it's just it stresses me out still sometimes. I'm like, what if I know like I'll call my manager, I'll be like, what if I flop? What if I don't have another Body ever, like and I'm like, but I've learned and kind of come to terms with the fact that I gotta do what I was doing when I wrote Body and I just gotta write songs that I love and songs that mean a lot to me. And hopefully people connect with them. Um, and even if they don't, I mean, at least I'm putting out something real, something that's from me.
And I think that's what speaks volumes the most. It's like when you can tell that something, like we feel these emotions because like I mentioned earlier, it's like something that you're truly either passionate about or something that you're going through or something that you went through. So
Thank you.
it shows when somebody writes something for a different reason other than for the passion of music. So
I appreciate it.
it's good that you kind of discovered that now instead of discovering it later on after like 10 singles that flopped because you were trying to do that same exact song all over again.
It was a process. I'm glad I figured it out too. I mean,
So the single right now, like you have a live video performance that you dropped. Talk to me a little bit about this performance, and especially because we're in such a crazy time where live performance doesn't exist or hasn't existed. So what was it like for you to create this performance video, and what were some of the difficulties that you felt you faced?
I mean, it's like the biggest difficulty, that I feel like anyone faces trying to do live music now. But oh, it was so exciting. It was so much fun. Like I love singing live. Like it's like my favorite thing is to sing for people. And we put together a super small crew just because I'm from Salt Lake City. So we recorded it in downtown Salt Lake, just in a little cafe that we found. And it was a super real, just fun experience where I got to perform with Jake and Jackson. Because we recorded few other little live performances that'll come out later. But it was it was just fun to be able to sing with them, and do something that I haven't gotten to do before. that I've wanted to do for a really long time, because I've never even performed live for like I've never done a show, I've never done anything. Everything happened in my bedroom on TikTok. So I'm like a little, it's new to me. But I'm really glad that I got to do it and just experience it. And I'm looking forward to like putting out more live stuff coming forward and moving forward. Wow, I can't talk sometimes. It's okay. um, but it was really fun, and I luckily had a lot of supportive people, so there weren't really many like hard things that we had to pass through. We were just safe. We wore masks. We did everything we could to like not get. Um, but it was a really fun experience, and I'm super glad that I finally get to share it with everyone.
Now that you experienced the live performance aspect of being an artist, how do you feel that's impacted the new music that you're working on now?
Oh, so much, so much. I think now we're in the studio, we're working on a song. I'll like sing something. I'm like, can I sing that live? Like it's always something that I'm thinking about, but I like am putting together shows in my head. You know, like I'm putting together performances pieces, like how I want it to look, how I want everything to look visually and creatively, and that's something that I've never done before, because I've always been so like focused on the sound side of things that I've never focused on like the visual side of things. So it's been super cool to start diving into that world and like realize that, oh, you know, like once things start opening up, I'm gonna get to sing for people. Like it's gonna be something this is actually happening, Jordan. Because like sometimes I have to remind myself. I'm like, wait, hold on, like this, you're actually making music right now, like because this has been my dream since I was a kid, and it hasn't always felt like I'm actually doing something. You know, I feel like that's how it is for a lot of people right now, but I don't know. It's fun though. It's exciting more than anything for me.
We're definitely making noise, and there's definitely a lot of day ones that I see on the comments of, especially for this new single, where I see on the comments that they're, obviously so proud of you for not only being signed to a label and being able to do this on a more major, in a more major manner, but also because like you got to also have a single on one of the biggest Netflix series. So congratulations with that, and congratulations with your success. And to close us off, I guess, like what can fans maybe expect from you in the next couple months?
So I'm moving. I'm moving next month to LA, but so I'm just writing right now. But I think that moving forward, they're gonna get a lot more me. You know, like a lot more like because I kind of slowed down with posting. I slowed down with music. I slowed down with everything. But I'm really looking forward to picking up the pace and kind of putting out an EP, putting out an album, getting more music, getting more like creative visual things, and just trying stuff. You know, they're gonna see me experiment a lot. I might mess up a few times, but like I'm learning, and I'm just being real with everyone, and I'm super excited to just be able to share more of myself with everyone, because I haven't gotten to do that for a fat minute. So just
Awesome, man. Well,
yeah.
we're definitely looking forward to that. So thank you again for taking the time to talk to me, and congratulations with
You,
your success so far.
thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.